Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday afternoon video, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my goddamn pants, otherwise known as the scritch box below. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments. If you leave stupid comments, you're out of here, pretty much. You're gonna get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will come out and eat your soul. So, don't do it. Go somewhere else and do that shit. Because you ain't gonna do it on my channel. And if you don't like it, that's too bad for you. Cry about it, bitch. That's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. You fucking know what that means by now. And if you don't know, you should know. And that's that. And for our newbies out there, if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, fuck you, man. That's it. You don't like it? Tough shit. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday afternoon, St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to all my Irish fans and all you Irish fuckers out there eating the corned beef and cabbage, getting drunk at the pub or at the bar, wherever you may be, playing a whole bunch of Irish tunes. You know, maybe singing along with Dropkick Murphys. I don't know. I don't celebrate it, and I personally don't give a shit. I mean, I'm half Irish, but I don't consider myself Irish. I'm 99.999999999 Batman 5 Italian. So when when Columbus Day comes around, that's when I celebrate with my fellow Italians, and also on doing the St. Gennaro Fest in September, so. Not so much on St. Patrick's Day, because I don't like it, I don't celebrate it, I don't care, I don't eat corned beef, it tastes nasty. So. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. But if you're Irish, congrats to you, and happy St. Patrick's Day. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so on this, hope you're having a great day anyway. If you're not Irish, if you're Italian like me, hope you're having a great day. Cold here in the Northeast for the next 2 days, and it's going to warm up a little bit by the weekend. Friday is the first day of spring. Gonna sort of feel it. Going to be about 50, 55 this weekend, and then drop again, and then pick back up by the end of this, near the end of this month, the final week of the month. That's good. Gonna rain this weekend, which sucks. So I gotta go out this weekend to some festivities with the missus and some friends. It's, you know, I just hate when it rains. It just kind of dampers my day. But it is what it is. You gotta get through it anyway, so let me move on with that. But anyway, if you're not having a good day, well, hopefully tomorrow will be better for you. What's that? Alright, we got NXT coming up later tonight on that great station of the CW11. From Houston, Texas. Scared him Cowboys that night. Got some good stuff on the show. We got Tatum Paxley and Boogie Hogan 2.0 Izzy Dame in a steel cage, brother, for the Women's North American title. And a whole lot more on your 2-hour cure for insomnia. And that's NXT. And we'll see what happens with the world title situation as we get to Stand and Deliver. But we got a couple of pit stops to make. We got tonight, and then 2 weeks from tonight, we got Roadblock at the theater, the lovely theater at MSG in my neck of the woods, New York City. And I'm not going to Raw. I wish I was, but I know my tribal chief will be there. I'll find a way to get there somehow if I can. But you know, if I have to scalp a ticket, I don't care. But I'll try to get to MSG on March the 30th. But as far as NXT, probably not going to that. But we're getting there. We're coming back from the West Coast trip. Now we're going east a little bit. And then right after the New York show, we're going back to the Midwest. We're going to St. Louis, Missouri for Stunned and Deliver, the pay-per-view coming up on April the 4th on Easter weekend. And then right after that, we got AEW Dynasty pay-per-view from I believe it's Vancouver, British Columbia. So we got some dates in Canada coming up at the end of this month, early April. And then we got WrestleMania coming up in about 5 weeks, so we're good. Lots of good stuff coming your way. Even TNA coming around the corner with Sacrifice next Friday night. And then at the end of April, the next pay-per-view, which is Rebellion. That's at the end of April, the week after. I believe it's the week after Mania. So, I think it's the 25th, if I recall. And we move on with that. So, the next month or so is going to be jam-packed and stacked. And that's pretty much it. So stay tuned, hit that bell, so I'll be here for hopefully all of it. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on your Tuesday afternoon, I'll be going out a little bit to go to late lunch. Gonna do some errands. And then going to dinner with the missus. So, I'll be out for a little bit. But I'll be back later tonight with your TNA and Ring of Honor review. Then we'll talk about NXT probably tomorrow. And that's that. But right now, everything I'm saying right now is happening right now. What happened to then? You missed it, dude. But when will it be new? Now. Soon. Okay, stop. We'll move on. But right now, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Monday Night Raw review from last night, Stone Cold Steve Austin's Day, 3/16. What? I said 3/16. What? March the 16th, 2026, and we are emanating, well, kind of in Stone Cold country, from the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, Texas. And once again, they scared in Cowboys that night. Alright, as always, our commentary team of Michael Cole and Corey Slave. And that's that. Alright, we're about a month away from Mania. We got a jam-packed, stacked show. We had Beastie, Brock Lesnar on the show, CM Punk on the show, and put your ones up, ladies and gentlemen, acknowledge him, my tribal chief, and yours, hopefully, and that's Roman Reigns. They're on the show. Gonna be a good time. Good time. We also got Natty and Maxine Dupree in action. Stephanie McCurd against Raquel Rodriguez in a battle of Latinas ese pedo. So that should be interesting. And a whole lot more on your 2.5 hour. It went 2.5 hours. Cure for Insomnia, that's Monday Night Raw. And we got that. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Alright, so we started with the signature and people coming into the building. And then, craziness starts the show. The Masked Men, once again, storm the ring, and then they go crazy. And then, Seth freaking Rollins finally gets in the ring, takes off his freaking hood. It's Seth freaking Rollins. Gets in the ring, gets right to the point, says, I created the vision, and I will be the one to destroy it. I don't care which member you are, but if you stand next to Paul Heyman, you are marked for death. So Rollins says, I am the one who attacked Paul Heyman. And then, out of nowhere, we hear, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like, oh no, he's back. Paul Heyman comes out, looks like a fucking zombie. Or he hasn't slept in about a month. Woo. He comes out and slowly goes to the ring like a zombie. He looked like a zombie. He had like a red, pink eye. He had the little cuts from what happened 2 weeks ago. So he's slowly walking to the ring. Seth Rollins is ready to destroy him, says, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Rollins says, is ready to, beat him up and put him away again. And then Paul Heyman says, I wouldn't miss this for the world because everybody knows the golden rule is F-A, F-O. F-A, F-O. F-A, F-5. I'm like, oh no, here he comes. Beastie, weakly, so good it brought out Beastie. Brock Lesnar comes out, and all the goons start surrounding Seth, trying to protect him. That didn't work because Brock Lesnar comes out and wrecks them all, takes them to Suplex City. And then he's all alone with Seth freaking Rollins, and Seth's not even medically cleared yet to compete. Heyman's on the outside, he's like, I'm gonna get my revenge, Then the lights go out. Sabu, you stay there. And then the lights go out, and then we hear the music of, oh boy, we got this guy coming out. The ruler! Who? The destroyer! Who? The bringer of war! Yes, indeed, it's Oba! Who? Demi, the man from Wakanda. So Oba comes out, and Lesnar looks like he's, oh boy, he made that open challenge. So Oba comes out, does his little, and the fans go, Oba, like he's Goldberg. Oba. Anyway, so Lesnar takes off his cowboy hat. Actually, that was that. So Oba comes out. They have a big old stare down, like it was the Royal Rumble. And then Brock, doing the dumb thing, he turned around and started, staring down Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets right out of the, starts to leave. Brock comes back, goes right up to Oba, who picks him up. Boom! Fell from grace and Michael Cole, I think for the first time in his life, and on WWE TV, cursed. Holy shit! Everybody's like, oh my god! Joey Styles was like, oh my god! And then Oba steps on Brock's chest, and if you notice, when Brock was down, he was trying to get up, he's like, stand on my chest! Stand on my chest! He was telling Oba to do that, and Oba just points to the WrestleMania sign. We are getting the dream match, Brock versus Oba, big beefy men slapping meat. If this doesn't co-main event night 2, I don't know what to say. This has to be before Roman and Punk. Has to be. Because you cannot put it on night 1. But we're going to put it on night 1. Like 2 matches before Cody and Randy. Ugh. I put it right before Punk and Roman. Right before that match. Can't put it in the middle of the card. You gotta put it right near the end. Like the next 3 matches. Because it can't be the main event, obviously. Because that's Roman and Punk and Cody and Randy. That's already set. But you're going to have supposedly 7 matches on night 1 and 7 matches on night 2. So if I was booking, I would put it at match number 5 or number 6. But usually number 6 is a cooldown match. Usually. It's like a women's match or some ridiculously garbage match. But we have that. So Oba and Brock is signed, sealed, deliver, and as Oba would say, take my money, but yeah, take our money. Oh, sign us up. I'm ready. It's WrestleMania season now, baby. This show was amazing last night. And it really had that, we're trying to get to WrestleMania. Can't throw around now, let's go. Yeah, Hunter, wake up now, right? You woke up? I put on a good show. Yeah, you did. For once. For once, you put on a good show, Hunter. Good job. Alright, so that segment I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on an explosive Monday Night Raw. Them Cowboys were scared. And that's that. Alright, then we're going to look at last week's showdown between CM Punk and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, Yeet, and who not happy with how Punk been talking about my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Punk didn't back down, got right in their faces, and pretty much Jimmy knocked him on his ass for not apologizing to them, calling them young boys. It's in Japan, Punk. Anyway, so we get that. Then we're going to look at the feud between the El Grande Americanos, Chad Gable, and Ludwig Kaiser or Marcel Barthel. We saw Marcel Barthel, the fake El Grande Americano, winning the Triple A Rey de Reyes tournament over the weekend. I think that means he gets an instant title shot. Don't know how that works, but anyway. So if you missed that, go to WWE's Triple A page on YouTube, or just go to the WWE page and you can somewhere find it. But it's good. The show on Saturday was great. We're doing it again on this Saturday night with night 2. We got Loda Paisese and Mr. Iguana and Jessica defending the mixed tag team titles against I don't know who. What's great to see Lola Vice and her hips and her ass. Damn you, Poppy Priest. Damn it. Fuck. Should've been me. She could tap me out all night. I tap out, you know. I'm done. Done. Stop it. I have to tell my Asian wives to stop. You know, I have to tap out sometimes too, you know. And I'm done. I'm like, you know, I can't go. I mean, slow down. Let me fit, you know. And, you know, calm down after a while. Just don't keep going. I mean, it's fine and all, but I mean, I gotta take a hang on. I need a 5-second break to recharge. Not 5 seconds, but it is what it is. Anyway, we move on. Alright, so we get to the match between the El Grande Americanos. Eventually, Rayo and Bravo come out. That's Pete fucking Dunne and Tyler Bate. They get involved, and I think it was Bravo gave Bravo was able to load up Marcel Barthel's mask, because after Chad Gable was beating the crap out of them, and then the referee was with Rayo, so put the plate in, and then Chad Gable goes out for the swan dive, a la a certain guy named Benoit, or Benoit. He hits the move, but then he's like, oh, fuck! He knocks himself out, because the plate in the head and everything, and then Marcel Barthel just goes, drapes his hand over a pretty much gone Chad Gable. 1, 2, 3, Marcel Barthel gets the win. People are pissed. But I don't even know why you did this on Raw. Should have been at Mania. Or on the Rey de Reyes show. I mean, it kind of was, but because they were in the Fatal 4-Way. But it is what it is. I think it's gonna go. It's still gonna continue on for the next couple weeks, and then finally we're gonna find out who's under the mask. Well, we already know. So it makes no difference. It makes no difference you do this match and who somebody gets unmasked. We know who they are. It's obvious. But WWE is stupid. It's too stupid. And as I always say, WWE creative is uncreative about being creative. Absolutely. Why do you think they're firing people? Like, Road Dogg left, gone, I don't want to be around, you know, I don't want to be around this garbage. And then they hire a bunch of women to be on the writing team and on the creative team. Good grief! Like that's gonna work. I tell you the truth, if they took Issa and put her on the creative team, I guarantee Raw would be way better. Way better, even though she put Roman in every fucking title match. But I digress. I'm being honest. She just make Roman the champion forever. Which isn't a bad thing, but she put her besties like Drew, Papucho, Randy, Trick, give them all the titles, and Roman will just hold it forever. Everybody else, well, sit back, relax, and drink a nicely cold one. But anyway, let's get that. Alright, so Marcel Barthel gets the win, and we move on. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we go to the back in the parking lot. Well, no violence at the moment, but we see our tribal chief, put up your ones, Roman Reigns arrives to the building, meets up with the Usos, and Roman says there are consequences for what you say to my family, and he grabs the camera. He says, my fans should be offended by what CM Punk said. Talks to his family as well, all the Samoan dynasty, the cousins and everybody else. He says, you should be mad, you should be offended. What CM Punk said about Sika, his father, your uncle. He says, do everything up now, but on WrestleMania week, over WrestleMania weekend, Punk belongs to him. So before and after Mania, go at him. Text him. I don't give a fuck. That's what he's saying. Voice your displeasure, if you will. So that's that. So then you usually say, we got some business to attend to, whatever that is, and then they leave. We'll catch up with them later. Alright. But that segment, 3.25 out of 5 stars for my tribal chief. That's that. Alright, then we're going to look back at Judgment Day. Dom, Liv, Raquel, and JD McDumpfuck, who's Irish too, so happy St. Patrick's Day to you, Mr. JD McDumpfuck. But, that's that. So we saw what they did, the Fiend Balor last week, pretty much kicking him out of the group. And that leads to a interesting, video / promo from Liv Morgan. She says this has been her plan since the day she joined Judgment Day. She only put up with Finn for his relationship with Dom. It's been a pleasure watching Finn fall from grace. Made her sick to her stomach to call him family every freaking week. So they took something out of his playbook, and the team is on to bigger and better things, like her beating Stephanie Vakura for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And see what happens with Dom, who's still the Triple R Mega Champion, by beating El Vikingo thanks to his son, or the guy that almost put in the hospital. He came back and cost El Vikingo a chance to become the Triple R Mega Champion once again, and now he can never get it. He can't wrestle for it ever again. So the Cody syndrome goes to AEW, so Hangman Adam Page can't wrestle for the world title unless he enters the Owen Hart Cup and wins it. And now El Vikingo can't go for the Triple R Mega title. Sucks to be you, huh? That's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that Liv promo 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then speaking of Dom, Dominic Guerrero ese. That's Eddie's son. Retaining the Triple R Mega title on Saturday, though he's not medically cleared after getting walloped in the head by a chair shot. Now he's in concussion protocol. That's why he wasn't on the show last week. He wasn't on the show last night because of protocol. Maybe he'll be on the show next week, or I don't know when. But Eddie, when is he coming back? I don't know. I don't know. He's just chilling here. I don't know. I can't tell you, S.A. Pero. That's okay. But when you know, let me know. I'll let you know, S.A. Pero. I let you know because we're friends. Okay. He's my friend. He's my friend. Like Mike also is my friend. Right, Mike? What? Get in here. Ah, crap. Oh, I'm sorry to bother you, Mike. That's okay. The St. Patrick's Day party's going on, and I really don't like it. So why are you even still there at the bar? I gotta protect Jerome! Oh, fuck. Well, you tell Jerome, just, if he doesn't like it, keep the sight away from people and just get out of there. I'll try to tell him, but, he's crazy. I know he's crazy, that motherfucker. What'd you say? I said, get away from the bar, go over there, snort your cocaine, and just be yourself. Okay, motherfucker? Damn, you're a pretty cool guy, Mr. Gilmore. Joseph. Yeah, I have to keep you guys in check sometimes. Anyway, you want to say goodbye, Mike? Go back to whatever you were doing? You want to go back to the bar? Nah, I might. I just might want to hang out. I don't know. Any fat chicks there? Nah, I didn't see any, really. Okay. If they do, just, be yourself. Nah, okay, I'll be myself, but if they get out of line, I'm gonna put it through a freaking table. Some awesome. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Just say goodbye. Bye! Okay. Gotta keep them in check. Gotta keep those guys in check. On that side of heaven. Now you're not gonna worry about Terry Hogan, and Sabu and Terry Funk, Not gonna worry about the Macho Man, Crazy people up there. What did you say, Mr. Joseph? Oh, Terry, leave me alone, will ya? Were you talking to Randy Orton last night? Because he was talking to he was talking to some family and stuff. Like he was talking to somebody. Was he talking to you? No, he wasn't talking to me. Go away. Okay. But just remember, I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Oh, no, Terry, we know. Japan, #1. Terry? Terry! Forever! Okay. Not ever! Okay, Terry, we know. Thank you. Leave him alone! Okay, Cactus, stop. Mick, stop now, please. Can you eat your Doritos? They're very tasty, I know. I just had some. You want more? I got another bag. No. I gotta get out of here. I got stuff to do. Okay, you have a nice day. God damn it. Stop already. These people. I'll put him away with the elbow. Okay, Randy. No. Not today. I'm busy today. I know it's wild up there, but stop. Oh, it's not wild and crazy like the Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Okay, Randy, thank you. How's Liz doing, by the way? She at the party too? Oh, she's at the party in a nice green dress. Frizzly. Freak out. Okay, calm down. Just have fun, be safe, alright? Stop. Anyway, minus that. Alright, so Dom, well, he's in protocol call, if you will. So hopefully he will be coming back to grace us with his presence because Eddie's son. It's my son, they flew to my loins, I know. If you don't like my impressions, fuck you. Yeah, fuck him. Okay, Mike, stop. We move on. And I'm not off my medication, it's just satire and comedy. And you don't like it? Tough shit, you're watching anyway. Do better. Try to do better. I guarantee you cannot do a better Macho Man impression than me, or a Hogan impression, or any impression I do. You can't do it. What? I said can't do it. What? You can't do it. My God, you can't do it. Okay. Guys, calm down. Calm down. Let's take a sip of our sippy sips. Cheers to St. Patrick's Day. Thank you. Thank you very much. Brother! Okay. Moving on. Alright, then the Usos are in the not the locker room, their lounge, talking to Roman about how they should deal with CM Puke. And pretty much Roman's like, I've heard everybody saying I'm a part-timer. That's a good thing because, my wife and kids know that I'm a full-time father. That's great. And then Roman's like, I'm gonna get my apology later on. What's the worst that can happen? Punk's gonna beat me up? Yeah, Punk. I'll see him next week. I'll beat his ass. Sure, Punk. Sure, Phil. Alright, so forget that. 3 out of 5 stars for a Roman segment. We move on. Alright, back to the action we go, because a little less talk and a lot more action on Monday Night Raw, like my ex-girlfriend Ashley Marie would say. And that's copyrighted, by the way. Anyway, and trademarked. Move on. Alright, so we got the Women's Intercontinental title on the line with that ass, AJ Lee, taking on the #1 contender. She won the gauntlet match last week, and that's Bayley! Give me a hug. Alright, this match was decent. not great. But Bayley put a whooping on AJ. But AJ reversed Bayley to belly. Spin wheel kick gives AJ a near fall. Standing sliced bread. I never seen her do that. Drops Bayley again. Goes to the Shining Wizard. Her old finisher, by the way. That gets counted into a half crab. AJ gets out of that, only to be kneed in the face for a bunch of near falls. Bayley goes to a rose plant. AJ blocks it, but Bayley goes with a Bayley to belly. And I'm about to get a new champ, but AJ barely kicked out of that. Then they slap themselves from their knees. And then AJ hits the Shining Wizard, which stuns Bayley. She goes to the Black Widow. It gets counted into a side slam. And then Bayley goes up for the Macho-Man elbow. Oh, yeah, I did it. But she missed. No one in the pool for you, Bayley. And then AJ got right back up. Locks in the Black Widow on Bayley. Little torque in it. And Bayley, well, tapped out in 10.5 minutes. So, still your reigning defending Women's Intercontinental Champion, that ass, AJ Lee. Decent match, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then during the commercial break, we get a Code of Honor. You'd love to see that. And then AJ Skippy during the... Well, before... I went ahead of my notes. Sorry about that. Alright, so we go to commercial, come back. JD McDumpfuck's not happy that Dom... He's talking to Adam Pearce. Dom's not getting a rematch for the Intercontinental title that Pentagon has. And that he should get the shot. He's not getting the Intercontinental title because he's not cleared. Pentagon Zero Miedo. He comes in, thanks Adam Pearce for some odd reason. And then he starts arguing some more with Adam Pearce. And in the back of that, we see Max... was that before or after? No, it's after. Okay, never mind. Alright, so we got that. So Pentagon leaves to go to his match, his open challenge for the men's Intercontinental title. But they're still arguing, so we don't know who Pentagon's fighting. So we get that. And then we go to break, we come back, we see AJ still celebrating, then she gets knocked the fuck out by this person. She's back. Come on! Becky Lynch attacks her, throws her into the Tron, into the barricade a few times, and then referees try to break it up, and yes, Jessica Carr was even out there. I'm surprised there was no interaction between her and Becky. I'm surprised about that. You know, she's just out there like, what are you doing? Stop! I bet you nothing, if they do a match at Mania, Jessica Carr will be the referee. I guarantee that, and she will screw Becky again. And then we'll probably get Becky versus Jessica Carr, whatever her name is, in Evolve, Zexo, whatever it is. Something with an X, Xavier, I don't know, not Xavier, but... Big ups to Xavier, you know, former Ring of Honor champion who died way too soon. First ever Ring of Honor champion. But I digress on that. Yeah, so referees break it up, and then Becky hits AJ with the title belt in the head. So we'll see what happens with that. Probably next week. Probably leading to the rematch at Mania. But we'll see. Alright, then we're going to look at Randy Orton. Randy Orton and his mother's voice. Turning on Cody on SmackDown last Friday night. Laying him out on the announce table with the steps. Cody's busted, bloody, wide open, gushing like a pig. We got that. And we got more with Randy coming up. He's supposed to do an interview with Michael Cole. So we get that. Alright, Pentagon comes out and cuts a little promo saying he wants to be a fighting champion because the belt is for everyone. So basically what he said on Saturday night with him and Rey Fenix coming back and maybe going for the Triple A tag team titles. So he wants a challenger, and I'm thinking, could it be Javon Evans? No, it's Dragon Lee! Dragon Boring Lee comes out. And they had a pretty decent match. Back and forth they went. At one point, Pentagon does his walk. And then Dragon Lee's like, okay, I'm going to do that too. And then Pentagon's like, Cabron! You know? Pendejo! Like, mocking his thing. Oh, you mocking my move? Ese. Anyway, go to break, come back. Both of them slug it out. Dragon Lee managed a Styles Clash, of all things, because he learned it from AJ. Soon to be Hall of Famer, by the way, AJ Styles. For a near fall. And then Pentagon comes right back with a quick Penta driver for a near fall of his own, but Dragon Lee kicks him to the floor. And then one mean flippy dippity-doo knocks Pentagon over the announcer's table. Did I hit Michael Cole? Damn! And the fans are really into the match. Because we're half dead, pretty much, almost. Anyway, back in the ring. Dragon Lee hits Operation Dragon for a very near fall. 2.9999999999999 Batman 5. Pentagon comes right back with the Mexican Destroyer. Boom. 1, 2, 3. And still, your reigning defending Intercontinental Champion, Pentagon Zero Miedo. Alright, pretty good match. And we got that. They're talking about a multi-man match for the Intercontinental title. Maybe Javon gets into it. I don't know who else. Maybe Dragon Lee gets another shot. I don't know. But I put Javon and Pentagon at Mania. Straight up. Straight up. No multi-man garbage. I mean, it's fun, but if there's no ladder involved, then I don't care. Gauntlet? Meh. Probably have a gauntlet match for the women's tag team belts, or a triple threat between Lash and Nia Jax, Charlotte and Lexi. The Bella Sluts. Maybe Charlotte and Lexi, or maybe a four-way that you put Asuka and Katie in. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Naps with that. Alright, after the match, sportsmanship! Yay! Code of honor. You'll love to see it. And that's that. Alright, after that, the Vision tell Paul Heyman that they're coming for Seth freaking Rollins, but Heyman looks a little bit nervous. He's anxious and says, that's a bad idea. They need power to do what they want, and that means getting the tag team belts. Oh, really? And they want Logan Paul and Austin Theory to get the Usos' attention somehow. So Austin Theory's off to do just that. And then Logan Paul's like, consider it done. I'll make it so. As, Picard would say. If you watch Star Trek, you would know that. Make it so, number 1. And then I order you to take a number 2. Make it so. Warp speed 69, Ensign. Go. Pew! Anyway, moving on. Alright, so get a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get to Maxine Dupree and Natty. Maxine came out laughing. I'm like, why? You got your ass kicked about a week or so ago, and you got knocked the fuck out. I think you were in concussion protocol, and you come out laughing? I would have came out pissed. Anyway, they had their match, which lasted a RVD smoke if you got them, 420, and Natty won again with the sharpshooter, and Maxine does what she does best, taps the fuck out. Match was boring, 2.25 out of 5 stars, and then after the match, Natty goes right to the camera and says, the dungeon is alive. Okay. We got that. Alright, then, Michael Cole gets interrupted by Randy Orton and his monotonous voice! Well, we see this grainy fucking video, looked like it was from 2009, not even 2009, maybe 1999. Like, Randy's on his cell phone. Not that cell phones were around in 99, but it felt like the picture was like Randy's on dial-up or something from AOL 3.0 or some shit. It was weird. But anyway, he's on the phone with somebody. We don't know what that is. Says, hey, did you watch SmackDown on Friday? Of course you did. Did you see what I did on Friday? Of course you did. And he's like, hey, I gotta go. Cole's talking to me. Blah, blah, blah. I'll see you soon. Click. So Orton starts talking to Michael Cole. And he's like, yeah, Michael. He's like, I'm not doing this interview, but I'll say this. I had a conversation with someone who has a brain. No, not Bobby Heenan. I wish, right? And they made him understand who and what he is. And then he tells Michael Cole the reality is, I'm a killer, and wrestling has more than one royal family. So people on Twitter are going, oh, it's Kevin Owens, it's Ric Flair, it's Cowboy Bob Orton, it's freaking Iron Sheik, I don't know. Sheiky baby, blah, you know? Don't know who it is. Maybe we'll know Friday. It's between Orton and KO to me. I think it's Orton or Kevin Owens. Because they know Cody. People saying Ted DiBiase, maybe, but who's the only family that Randy has is his dad, Cowboy Bob Orton. It fits, even though Cowboy Bob Orton is like, what, 80 years old? 80, 90 years old? Kind of makes no sense having him come out. Yeah, great to see him, but, you know, I think KO fits. Anybody that knows Cody, I think, you know. Besides, I thought it was Brandy at first. I was like, what? You talking to Brandy? Ain't you married? Anyway. So, maybe we'll find out who this is. Maybe on SmackDown this Friday night. I just hope they don't do what, you know, who was the guy that Randy was talking to on the phone? Like, what if, you know? Like, the unexplained things in WWE, in wrestling. Like, who hit Kevin Owens with the pie? We know that's Generico. But, even the people say Vince, but it's not Vince. You know, who was Tiffany Stratton's daddy supposed to be? We didn't even know it was me, but I digress. You know, all these unexplained things in WWE that, you know, we got teased with, never happened. Never materialized. You know, remember when Charlotte and what's her name? Her name, well, now it's Macy, but, I forgot her, I got her goddamn name. Remember Charlotte was, in a feud with her, and then her dad was kind of, sort of, with her, and then they were fighting, and he says, oh, you can't touch me, I'm pregnant, and then Ric Flair's like, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm the daddy! But we knew better. We knew better who that was. Who knocked Macy up. Lacey, what's her name? Lacey something, the Southern Belle. I can't forget her fucking name off the top of my goddamn head. The woman's right, you know what I mean? I think it's, Lacey Starr. Not Lacey Starr, but, I forgot. Damn it! Alright, we got that. Minus all that. Alright, so we'll find out who Randy was talking to, maybe on SmackDown. This Friday night. So, makes us want to watch on Friday. We get that. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we're in the back. Bouncy Javon Evans. Because he's crazy. Comes up to Dragon Lee. He's all banged up for his match with Pentagon. Grabbing his neck. My neck! Cliff! You know. And then, Kofi Kingston! And, he did it. Grayson Waller come in. They tell Javon to hang out with the right people. So, you know, trying to get him into the New Day again. We tried that last week. Didn't work. And then Kofi insults Dragon Lee. That's enough for Javon. He says, no, and your food is ready. So Javon's like, no. Grayson Waller says, I don't get what they see in you, Javon. Kofi says, that's how people feel about you. And then, Mr. Danhausen! I will curse you. Mr. Danhausen, he comes in and says that he should join the New Day because they can have cursed cereal. curse Booty-O's. That's funny. Cursed cereal, I buy it. Anyway, if you don't buy it, you're cursed. But I digress. And then he does the New Day Rocks dance. That gets a no, so Danhausen's like, oh, you don't like me dancing? You are cursed! And then Kofi and Grayson argue over which one got it. Both of you got it, you morons! Yeah, really, the fans are loving Mr. Danhausen. Haven't seen him wrestle yet. I don't know when that's gonna be. God forbid on main event. But they love him, man. He's selling the t-shirts. They're going wild right now. And, that's it, man. He's doing pretty damn well. For a guy that got booed at the Elimination Chamber, like, who's in the box? Mr. Danhausen. Oh, fuck. Now everybody's like, oh, yeah, Mr. Danhausen, curse! I think he cursed all the people that didn't like him in the box. Now they're loving him. Just Miz don't like him, Kit Wilson don't like him, Kofi and Grayson now got cursed. I mean, who's next? Just don't let it be Roman, that's all I care about. Curse Punk and Cody. Just leave my tribal chief out of it. That's all you gotta do, Mr. Danhausen. Leave him alone, and everything will be good, okay? Thanks. Alright, then we get to Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera. Non-title match against Raquel Rodriguez with Liv Morgan at ringside. Pretty decent match. Liv got involved a few times. Devil's Kiss got blocked. Damn. Raquel goes with a Vader Bomb. Elbow missed. And then Stephanie gets the Devil's Kiss. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Okay, Booker T, calm down. Anyway. Gets that. And then Liv gets up for distraction. And then Io, my third amazing hot wife, Io comes out, goes right after her, for no apparent reason, because she's just Io. And then Raquel gets up with a shoulder block over the announcer's table, and Io took a nasty fall on her neck. I had to massage her neck after. She's fine. Well, of course she's fine. Anyway, Stephanie then super kicks Raquel. Throws Liv into the timekeeper's area. That was nasty fall, too. Ouch. Back in the ring, Stephanie tries a high cross body, which gets reversed into a power slam by Raquel. She loads up the Tejana bomb, but Stephanie reversed that into a fruit roll-up. 1, 2, 3, Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera, gets the win in a little over 10 minutes. Match was decent, 3 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. No chicanery after that. So Stephanie gets the win, and she's trying to build some momentum to her title defense against Liv. I still think Liv wins the title at Mania. And then we'll see what happens from there. Moving on. Alright, we go to back with the Bird Lady, Lyra Vaquer, la lassie bitch from Ireland. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, Lyra. She tries to talk to Bayley about her WrestleMania prospects, but Bayley cuts her off. And then she's like, well, that idea is for us to do it together. And then my first and second amazingly hot Asian wives, nobody is ready for Asuka, said my dick. And Kylie! They come in. Asuka blames them for her recent loss during the gauntlet match, because after Lyra took out Kyrie, caused a distraction for Bayley to win the match. And then Asuka teases revenge. And we see that was when Maxine Dupree was in the back. And then Austin Theory and Logan Paul come in. I'm like, what is this about? I'm interested. So we'll see what happens with that. I thought it looked like Sol Ruka for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, why is Sol Ruka over there? Makes no sense. But it was Maxine Dupree. Alright, so Asuka leaves, and then Kairi does her, does her thing, and then we hear, Kairi! They leave. So, I don't know, it's going to be something with Lyra and Bayley going into a tag team title match, or what's going on with Asuka and Kairi. Where's Io fit in? We got a couple more weeks to see what happens with Io, Kairi, Asuka, We'll see. I still think we're going to get Asuka, Kairi, and Io at Mania, the triple threat. Or it's going to be Asuka and Kairi when Asuka, yells at Kairi. Kairi can't take it anymore and beats the living crap out of Asuka. And then sides with Io, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, they're going to look back at Femi laying out Brock Lesnar, and the WrestleMania match is all set, official, not night, don't know. We get that. Alright, go to back with the Usos, run into Eli Drake. That's not an insult, that's a fact of life. Yeah. Eli wants to take out the Vision as well, but as for Roman, Jimmy's like, it's family business. Eli needs to mind his own business. Jay says, mind your own business, dog. Eli says, well, I respect that, but if the bloodline come back, then it becomes a problem. And we can't be friends anymore. I can't side with you and everything. So, I don't know where that's going. I don't know what Eli's doing at Mania. So, we get that. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we get to the final segment of the night. Face-to-face between my tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and that piece of crap, Phil Brooks. So, Roman comes out, acknowledge me. Of course, you gotta acknowledge him in San Antonio. And says, the fans know who actually closes the show. The thing is, Phil gets a little confused because this is Monday and this is my show. So he says, hey Phil, come out here, the water's fine. Punk comes out, takes a sweet as fuck time. Phil, come on. Come on, we got a shoulder run here. So Punk finally gets in the ring, says, you keep calling me my government name, Phil, and that's supposed to be an insult? How about, I'm not going to call you Joe, or Titty Chiaki, really? And he says, well, I'm not going to call you Joe because I'd be insulted to a real Samoan named Joe that I love very much. So Samoa Joe reference, and we all know Samoa Joe hates Punk, if you follow Ring of Honor, and their little feud in AEW. Which Joe really won, but I digress. What was like, I haven't sent any Samoans after you, but I told them to do whatever they need to do. Punk shows the proof that this is his show by asking how good it feels to be in San Antonio. How good does it feel to be on a Monday night in San Antonio? Shut up. Nobody cares what you think. Punk's like, I already know I won. I'm in your head. The fans are chanting. So the fans are like, OTC! Cuts up Punk for a little bit. Roman says the fans are calling you out. Punk says that he called Roman out last week, but you didn't come out. You had your young boy cousins to come out and do your dirty work. And then Roman's like, I heard he's a part-timer. Who's the real tribal chief? Bullshit. For years, and if Punk wants to know what the top stars do and what their pay rate is, why don't you go ask your wife? Oh! Right in the nuts. Loved it. So Roman goes to leave. Punk's like, get back here. Hey, this is my show. I tell you when to leave. So Roman gets in the ring. I'm like, I gotta bury him some more. Picks up the mic. And then says, you get in my ring, young boy. I'm like, shut up. Shut up, Punk. Punk promises to hit him with the GTS at Mania. So Roman says, so Roman's like, I didn't want to have to go here. I was like, oh yes. Mention Larry, and he didn't do it. yet. He says, everyone knows Punk, everybody knows you're great on the mic, but you can't faze me. I'm the most successful star you have ever faced in your career. But at the end of the day, you're not stronger than me. You're not faster or anything. You're just old. You're a tryhard, and you're just old, Punk. And Punk just got set off, boom, with the mic right in Roman's head, knocks him down, and then Adam Pearce and company come out to stop all the madness and move Punk away from the ring, and Roman's just laughing up a storm. I loved it. And then Roman looked in the camera, talks about making Punk. You say one thing and he snaps. So kind of add that little Young Bucks, Jack Perry little thing, little mention of it. Not need to mention it, but I get it. Anyway, but that's it. And then Punk's like, the king of mind games, pathetic, nothing, and then ends the show as Punk goes to the back. And then after the show, we get a dedication to Davey Coates, the international tour manager who passed away earlier last week. So my condolences go out to WWE and the Coates family on that. So we move on with that. All right, but a great show last night. Roman, once again, shut Punk the fuck up. I loved it. We'll see what happens next week in Boston, Massachusetts, at the TD Garden Arena. With that, SmackDown's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, this Friday night. Should be a good show with that. And that's pretty much it. So, my official rating for Raw, 8.25 out of 10 stars. I thought it was an amazing show from top to bottom. There was a few meh moments there, but overall, I thought it was probably one of the way better than a couple weeks ago. Way better than last week. But this show really sets the tone, and now I think we're in WrestleMania mode now. I know Hunter and everybody's like, all right, we got to get into WrestleMania mode. Let's put on good shows. So we're off and running. We're about a month away from Mania, and I think it's time that WWE kicks it into gear, gives us good storylines, interesting moments, and not bullshit. But we'll see what happens on Friday Night SmackDown this Friday with Randy and Cody. Who did Randy talk to? And we got Drew. We got Drew and Jacob. That's going to be a hard-hitting match. If it's going to end in chicanery, we're going to get a no contest. I don't know what we're going to get a winner. Who knows? With that and a whole lot more this Friday night on SmackDown on the USA Network, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to get a late lunch with the missus. Yeah, she's on her way. I'm gonna be meeting her for lunch, and then I'm gonna be doing some other things tonight. Maybe go to the bar after for the St. Patrick's Day party. I really don't want to go, but I'll go anyway. So we're gonna do that. I will be back later tonight with your TNA Ring of Honor review stay here on this channel. And we got that. And then tomorrow we'll talk about NXT. Then maybe later on we'll talk about Dynamite. And that's pretty much it. I think we'll get back on course maybe tomorrow or Thursday. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Be safe, be well, don't drink too much, don't eat too much. And if you're going to do the business, wrap up that 4-leaf clover or that burrito, I guess. Just wrap it up, Just be safe. And that's all I care about. That's it. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. And until next time, if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Remember it. And that's it. Alright, I'm out, guys. Enjoy the day, rest of your day and your evening and Tuesday night. I'll see you guys later for the TNA Ring of Honor review. And that's it. Until next time. Peace, motherfuckers!